Boardrooms.
Yay!
It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants, joined by analyst Matt Moscardi. On today's number one hit single called, ready for this joke?
I don't know.
Smells like lip boo tan spirit.
Oh, not much of a joke.
It was hard. I really had to struggle with that. I couldn't get anywhere with lip boo tan. Called August 12th, 2025, the Dripping with Sarcasm Good Game. Really, this is the bad game. The bad game!
The bad
Yay!
game!
Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections and performance for free. Why do I keep plugging that? Doesn't do me any good.
No, not only does it not do any good, but the maestros at FreeFlow Analytics just sent out. Did you get this in your inbox?
Do I have an inbox?
I don't know. It's actually
debatable.
a bird. It's an owl that brings things in through your window.
I think ice froze it.
A carrier pigeon.
No pun intended. Yeah.
The first zine, the official boardroom, the zine.
Good. Thank God.
Yeah, someone's doing something in the governance underground.
Well, good. And just like all the punks and riot girls who made those zines back in the day, they didn't make any money in the zine. Probably won't make any money. Nothing. When you try hard and think hard and do good and innovate, I realize there's no money behind it.
No one
unless
pays
you're
you for that.
unless you're selling a website. I'm just whining. I'm just whining.
Unless you have Larry Summers on your board and you
unless
control
it's an app
the board.
that nobody needs.
Yeah. Or it's AI and it can take your photo.
I'm going to cry. I don't want to cry today. Come on. Ready? This is the bad game. For anyone who's listened to the show even once, they probably heard the good game. So this is just the bad game. It's just that, but the bad game. I find headlines that really make me just wince, that make me feel bad. And then Matt, the arbiter of truth, comes in, weighs in, and gives me if they're actually bad or not on a scale from 0 to 10. And if, Matt, feel free to go quickly.
10 is bad, right?
10 is, sure, let's do 10 is bad. And Matt, feel free to go quickly. I've actually broken these down into our classic ESG categories this week.
The ESG's dead. Didn't you get the memo?
And I realized that we really need another letter for a new and improved acronym, because especially the way we talk on this show. So I added A. ESGA. The A for, of course, AI. I don't know, because I didn't know where do I put A then? Governance? Maybe. Do I put A under governance? Because it is college dropout billionaire babies.
I think the A is apocalypse.
Now you're
AI.
just making weird jokes. But for today, I'm going to do ESGA, and we're going to start with E.
All right, let's do E.
And again, feel free to move quickly, because a lot of these kind of sound the same after a while. But let's start at the top. Chemical pollution, a threat comparable to climate change, scientists warn. Chemical pollution.
So, chemical pollution, PFAS. This is Jesse the Money Whisperer's favorite topic. Look, there are two companies on Earth that are like the largest manufacturers of PFAS, forever chemicals. It's human body pollutants. And they are both publicly traded with boards that you can actually vote out as a result of PFAS. They are 3M and Chemours, the French company. Feel free, if you don't want to read headlines like chemical pollution, a threat comparable to climate change, and or every human body has PFAS in it and it causes all sorts of problems for us, feel free to write a letter to the board of directors and say, I don't like this. Because 3M has announced that they're cleaning it up by 2025, and there's no other progress on it. They don't put out a report.
It is 2025.
Yeah, I just realized that that's now.
And by the way, for those of you like me who are sick of the brotocracy, 3M company has one of the highest gender influence gaps in the database. It's minus 18%. And why that's notable? Why that's notable is that there's not a man, there's no Mark Zuckerberg controlling this company. Right. They have just chosen very carefully over time to exclude women from leadership at this company. So this is a great company to target for lots of reasons.
Yeah. So as far as bad goes, I'd say this is bad. This is a 9.
Okay, moving on quickly. I like this one. Maybe you're not going to care because it's Texas. Texas prepares for war as invasion of flesh-eating flies appears imminent.
Ooh. Finally. I was waiting for the flesh-eating flies to hit Texas.
I don't like this at all.
Don't worry, because
Why?
I did read that the agricultural department, the ag department, is on it. They have vowed to fight a war against the flesh-eating flies. The head, I like to know who is leading the charge, because they say Texas prepares for war as flesh-eating flies invade, right?
Yeah.
But it's not Texas. It's the Department of Agriculture inside of Texas, and there's a commissioner of that department. His name is Sid Miller. He's never photographed without a giant, 12-gallon hat on. Or
yeah, I can see that. I'm looking at his picture right now. Big shiny red face with a big white hat.
He's a rancher and like one of those back-slapping Texas boys. He once called Hillary Clinton on social media, and this is a quote, not my words. I don't like the word, but he called her a cunt on social media.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He actually spelled out.
I think he probably spelled it wrong, but yeah,
right.
This is the head. This is the commissioner of the Department of Agriculture in Texas. Okay,
You're killing me.
That is the man who's going to protect you from flesh-eating flies.
Now, is he appointed or just an elected official?
He's an elected official.
Oh.
In fact, he's been elected for basically 2 decades.
So it no longer
running against just other Republicans.
So no longer disqualifies you if you call not only just a woman a C word, but the former first lady, the former senator, the former attorney general. No, not attorney general.
Well,
she was the secretary of state.
He actually posted at one point, I think in 2016 or 17, he posted, our peace with Japan started on like August X 1945. Maybe we should do that with, Muslim countries with a atom bomb picture in the background. That is the person
I didn't.
we are trusting to stop science to stop flesh-eating flies.
Give me a number. You're killing me. Give me a number.
I love this. It's a 0. I love this headline. I'm waiting.
It's a 0 because you're hoping that the flies go right for Sid Miller? Is that what you're hoping?
I think the flies are aiming for him. I actually think that they read his social media posts.
Hey, this is your game. You can play it the way you want. Next headline, heat waves will bring temperatures of 50 degrees Celsius, which is a little over 120 degrees, 122 degrees, to Paris.
Ooh.
I was thinking like Morocco to Paris by 2050. Weather experts warn. Does this? Yeah.
Why does everything happen in 2050?
I don't really know. That's the number we've all agreed upon is the number that we all loathe and hate and fear.
I mean, when 2050 actually happens,
yeah,
I just expect everything to be the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, because Paris is actually, in terms of lines of latitude, it actually is even basically with Portland, Maine. Paris is not very south, is what I'm saying. It's not close to the equator. So that's a absurdly dangerous temperature for a city of many, many millions of people. Most of whom actually don't have air conditioning. There's not a lot of air conditioning in Paris.
I'm excited for corporations to announce they've set a target to avoid mercury level, temperatures by 2100. That's coming next.
And meanwhile, all the AI college dropout bros are basically telling the world that we need all the energy for our stupid things that you can help cheat on tests and help you like die by suicide if you're lonely. Or
they can tell you to break up to your girlfriend or not.
What's your score on this one?
I mean, I hate this, but it also feels inevitable. It's like it's hard to hate these anymore. So it seems like there's
it's a bad game. It's not not the hate game. It's not whether you hate it.
I mean, I guess it's definitely bad.
Okay,
but I'm going to give it a 5.
All right, moving on.
Because of 2050.
Speaking of plastics, plastic waste leakage in Asia could rise 70% by 2050.
2050.
That's a weird one. That's a very specific
70%
topic. I don't even know what plastic waste leakage is, really. We're back to PFAS on this one.
OECD needs to put out reports. Their reports are starting to sound a lot like ISS reports, where plastic waste leakage could rise 70% by 2050. That's a lot of conjecture, and I get it. Like, we don't have certainty with those things. But if you want to scare people, first of all, don't say plastic waste leakage. Nobody knows what that is. Second of all, no one cares about Asia except people in Asia.
Which is most of the people on the globe.
Which is most of the population of Earth. But like, they're writing reports in English for,
All right, just come on. Let me give you a score.
And then 70%, it's a 5. It's a 5. 2050 automatic.
I just wanted to say leakage on our show. Washington State. Oh, this is a good one. Washington State braces. Remember, we're in the E category here of the good game. ESG, E, environmental. Washington State braces for, and I guess ESG is not dead if we're covering it. We're covering the ESG news, so it's not dead.
Oh. Damien just dropped off because I can read the headline, but Damien just dropped off because I think he was terrified of this headline. Washington State braces for inevitable mega fire.
Oh.
I read the headline.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I think you were terrified of the headline. Inevitable mega fire. Inevitable.
Well, there are two things I didn't like there. I didn't like the mega fire part, of course. I mean, I don't even like fire, so I'm going to like a mega fire is a bit of a stretch.
Mega before the fire is not good.
But to me, it already sounds like we're talking about a new show on Netflix. But the modifier inevitable really got me.
Inevitable is not.
That
good.
means it's going to happen. A mega fire. What the hell is a mega fire?
It's a really big fire.
Yeah, and why does climate change have to bring it sooner? We don't want it sooner. Why was it doing that to us?
When is sooner? Is that 2050 also?
Well,
because it's an automatic 5 if it's 2050.
Well, the way the United States is going, I don't actually think there might not even be a Washington State that much longer. So it's going to be pretty soon, right? Because
who's predicting this? Because it's not a government agency. This is I'm going to give this a 7. It's not good. It's not good, but it's in Washington, so it doesn't affect me. So I don't care.
There you go. Moving on, Great Barrier Reef records largest annual coral loss in 39 years. At least it's not 40 years.
39 years.
Yeah. Maybe that's when they started actually collecting data.
Well, 42 years ago, there was more loss. Is that what they're saying?
No, I bet you that's when they started collecting data. There's no way there was more loss 42 years ago.
That's the weird part of this headline. I mean, you could have written it since they started collecting data, and it could have just been 39 years ago. Also a 7. I don't live in Australia, and it's already dead anyway. So what are we talking about? Everything's dead.
Climate change may be lengthening tick and mosquito seasons.
This one I don't like at all. Yeah. I don't like that one at all.
Especially in the Northeast. That's the worst. That's a problem.
Do not. I don't want to go outside and be covered in crawling in ticks, especially since now these ticks give you an allergy to meat. You know that?
Oh, that I like. I'm okay with that. I don't care about that.
I mean, I like the occasional piece of meat. I'm not talking about. I'm not.
I need a reason. Eater. I'm actually I'm always on the verge. I want to become a vegetarian, but I can't quite get there. So I would like to get pushed there by a little bug. That'd be nice.
So walk through the woods without socks on.
It's funny you say that. One of my favorite summertime activities has always been hiking and taking nice walks in the woods. I haven't done it this summer. I'm completely frightened this summer
because it's too hot.
No, it's the ticks.
Oh, really?
No, because the woods is actually a nice place to be when it's hot because it typically blocks a lot of the sun. Nice. No, I'm afraid. I think I told this story on air, but I took my dog to the groomers and the woman was like, your dog actually had no ticks, which is amazing because the woman before me brought her dog and I found 90 ticks, 99 out, 90. And I was like, okay, I'm done walking in the woods this summer. I'm done.
90. Wow.
All right. So you gave that a 10.
That's as bad as it gets.
And finally, in our E category, back to France, which I know you don't want to go back to France, but here's the headline: France largest wildfire in 75 years amid climate change concerns. So now, in the south of Europe right now, not only they have an incredibly dangerous heat wave. And remember, they don't really have the infrastructure that Europe is not Houston, Texas. They don't have all of the oil being used to crank the AC to 40 degrees. So these heat waves can be extremely dangerous. I think there was one within the last 10, 20 years that killed thousands of people, right?
Well, the irony is not having all the oil for the AC is using all the oil for the AC is the reason why it's so hot in France.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so.
Absolutely.
But this one, I'm going to give this a 4.
Why? Because it's good training for the firefighters? Why?
Because they didn't use the word mega fire in the
Or
headline.
2050. Or 2050.
Mega fire or 2050.
Yeah, wildfire seems quaint compared to
now it's quaint. Next to an inevitable mega fire, definitely wildfires seem like nothing burger.
All right, so let's move on. We're going kind of at a good speed. I like this. Let's move on to our S category, social category. Let's start with Amazon. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy is right, according to the headline. Big businesses need fewer people. Something to cheer about?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is this something to cheer about? Can I ask you a question? If they need fewer, aren't CEOs, the main job of a CEO is to manage the people, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's like capital allocation and people. That's what they basically manage, right?
Yeah.
So if there's fewer people for the CEO to manage, do we need less CEOs?
Well, we need a diminished CEO pay for sure.
So, okay, let's do some populist math. If every business in the United States cut 20% of the staff, a major
I don't like
business,
this,
okay?
by the way. You're already starting off with something scary. I don't need more like men in Florida that don't have jobs. Like
I'm just saying,
around.
you'd go from around 30 million employed individuals at major U.S. companies to 24 million employed.
Yeah, I don't like this.
People at major U.S. companies. That's using 2024 data, the last data. The CEO pay ratio is currently on average at these companies 264 to 1. That's the average.
It's that high. That's the average.
That's the average. 264 to 1. If the CEO gets paid the same amount, that's basically you saying a CEO is worth 264 employees. That's what that number means. So one CEO is as good as 264 employees. Well, if the CEO gets paid effectively the same amount, but they have less employees, doesn't that they become worth 330 employees each? So just by firing people, they make themselves more valuable, right?
They make themselves more valuable.
They make themselves more valuable.
Oh, because you're suggesting that the pay will stay the same, and it'll make
if the pay stays exactly the same.
Yeah. Then why would the pay stay the same if one of their jobs, as you said, is to oversee the humans? Isn't their
That's
job
correct.
easier? Isn't it
it's
easier?
very confusing. And
it is confusing.
Add to that the fact that Elon Musk he's said multiple times in every forum possible that we need to increase the birth rate. We need to make more people.
Ironic, because wasn't that his big complaint why he needed to get to Mars, because he was worried about overpopulation? Which is it?
No, he needs to get to Mars. We need more people in order to generate growth. So he's had 12 babies, but he doesn't like people, so he's escaping to Mars because of the climate crisis and all the people here.
Confused, but yeah.
So if Elon Musk is saying we need more people, and Andy Jassy is saying we need to employ less of them, then are the two of them basically going to start a band saying, "I bet you wish you were rich now"? Because that's really all that you're left with: unemployed. Was that more unemployed people?
Was all that to get you to that joke? Is that what you just did there?
the two of them starting a band?
Yeah.
I would not go see that band.
I wouldn't either.
This is a 10. This is like the stupidest, worst thing. This is a bad thing. Big businesses need fewer people. No, you need less money, and big businesses need to employ. Like the idea of efficiency, or like people need to be more and more efficient, is a very modern concept. It used to be people need to not be like at home watching television and fucking hating the universe. Like the saying was like, idle hands, what is it?
Yeah.
Idle hands are the devil's plaything.
Yeah, no, it's bad. You don't want idle hands.
It's bad. You don't want people with no options.
And Amazon is frequently on the list of corporations that underpays its taxes. We have an infrastructure crisis here in the United States, Andy Jassy. Why don't you just hire people and have them fix bridges in Seattle, as an example? Why don't you kick back? It's time to kick back a little bit, Andy.
Why don't, instead of paying off extortion to like Trump, why don't you pay for a middle class with your 1,000 to 1 CEO pay ratio?
But really, when you step back and you have a federal government that is firing its own people and making people stop believing in government and the value of government, and then you have CEOs who are basically saying that we don't need people and because of AI and all this stuff. How is anything supposed to get done anymore. Who exactly is hiring
Who's going
the
out
people to fix anything? I just don't
who's
understand
going
any
out
of
to
this.
buy a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts? Because you
See,
don't.
this
you
again
can't afford
supports again
housing
supports my
prices are the
argument.
worst. You can't buy a house anymore. Like you cut subsidies for electric vehicles, so you can't buy like an efficient, less expensive vehicle
Unless you do
over
it within the
time.
next week. Yeah.
You can't.
Which
you,
I did.
You don't have a job.
Yeah.
You can't work for the government. You get fired from your job because of AI. You can't even use AI because you got to pay $20 a month if you actually want to use AI for anything. What are you left with? I don't think people realize what you're left with. Which is
you're
nothing.
left with this. You're left with an overwhelming societal need to have women in leadership. Absolutely. We need at least half of the Fortune 500 to be run by women.
And you know what the
At
funny
a
part
minimum,
about this is?
at a minimum.
The Andy Jassy, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musks of the world, they're literally building bunkers and going to Mars because they're terrified of the people that they're firing and stepping on.
At money that they're getting because they're making 300 times the average of their workers. Right. That's true. That's true.
I mean, they have to build bunkers, right?
Did you give me a score in this one?
This is a 10. This is the baddest headline you're going to say today. I can't imagine a worse one.
Well, I'm sure it'll be coming. Did I already? I know nobody cares about this at home, but did I already record that? Doesn't matter. All right, moving on. This one I included because it made me laugh. So thank God we're gonna get you off that tirade. This is the bad game. Starbucks is asking customers in South Korea to stop bringing monitors, printers, and desk dividers into their stores. That is so anti-customer. Is it not? First you can't use the bathroom, and now I can't bring my Epson dot matrix printer into the macchiato room. Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Who carries a printer with
South Koreans? I mean, that's what the
in what,
a
duffel bag?
Yeah.
Because everybody's showing up with you have to
Where do you buy a desk divider? Can you get that at the Hannaford? I don't know where you can get that.
And I thought those things were pretty solid.
Yeah.
I can't understand how you're transporting all this stuff.
In a new Hyundai.
This is the opposite of bad. This is a fabulous headline when a coffee company needs to beg its own customers to stop setting up full offices at their
What's
chairs.
your number?
It's a 0.
Well, this is better than the U.S. because I've noticed one thing about the U.S. and because prices are so high and people are hurting is that when I drive by my Starbucks, I don't see as many people. The drive-thru used to go out into the street. Now it's I barely see people there. So at least they're still going to Starbucks in South Korea. That's a good thing, right?
I mean, they're buying stuff, aren't they? I mean,
Right.
you can't set up a desk divider without at least getting a small tea.
I bet the desk divider is cheaper than the coffee. All right, moving on. Match. Oh, this is a bad one. And this is like the Uber.
Don't lead the witness.
Unfortunately, this is like the Uber story we reported on from the New York Times last week. Even just saying this hurts my soul. Match Group's rape problem.
Oh. No,
a lawsuit alleges that
that
inaction by Tinder and Hinge's owner allowed abusers to stay on the apps. This is a bad thing. Quite clearly.
Yeah. I don't. First of all, I mean, backing up a bit, who's on Match Group?
Well, that's not the point, is it? Is that really the point here?
No, but I didn't realize that anybody was still on that. But are we shocked that a tech company is bad at protecting people who use its services? Are we shocked by that at all?
Yeah,
so
another
the thing
company
is bad. The thing is horrible.
Another company with a high gender influence gap. A man is the chair of the board. A man is the CEO. A man is the CFO. I mean, this is another. I'm not surprised.
So if we're not surprised that, then I'm scoring this feels like.
Well, you can't be based on whether you're surprised or not. This is the bad game.
Yeah, but we're not surprised by the badness. I'm going to go with
you. But you implored listeners earlier that if you were an owner of 3M, that you can vote out directors. I mean, what about Match Group? It's a publicly traded company.
You can vote them all out. I'm going to go with a 9. Also, I want to direct your attention to the production notes that you put together here.
Oh, uh-oh.
Because I found a picture of the desk divider setup at the Korean Starbucks.
Oh, I've seen that too. That's a big. That's like twice the size of the monitor. It's giant. Yeah.
It's like a full. It's like an actual. I'm in an office cubicle setup that someone brought into a Starbucks.
Yeah, it's like when you see someone like in the subway, like a band setting up to like busk. Like they're setting up all their amps and music stands, and they bring in all this equipment. It's like that.
At some point, do you think that the employees of the Starbucks were like, do we do something about this?
Yeah.
Like, is this okay? Is this in our policies?
I actually find the monitor to be kind of cute and quaint. Like I say, go for it. The desk divider I find to be extremely rude. Should you be allowed to do that?
In the picture, they've already got gigantic headphones. So I don't know what you're blocking out with the desk divider also.
And how about, we always talk about some of the social differences between like France and the United States, especially when we talk about ESG. How about this is how we've gone from the Paris cafe culture, where the cafe culture there is meant to, you're really there to look at people. You're there to take in humanity. You talk, you have conversations, you smoke, you drink your coffee. You're looking at people. It's very social. This is where we've gotten to. We're going to a public cafe and we're putting up walls. So why are you even leaving your apartment? I don't even like.
Yeah, get it sent
to
you.
We gotta stop talking about that. Okay, let's
the
move
Match
on.
Group one is a 9.
Here's the headline. There's a new tea app going viral. TEA, like gossip. Tea. There's a new tea app going viral. This time it's for men to post anonymously about women.
Oh,
finally. I don't like this one at all.
Finally.
Isn't that world history until like this moment?
I mean, well, look.
Isn't that what locker room talk is? I mean, what haven't we? No, I'm serious though. Like, when haven't men said horrible things about women? Like,
this is about the oppression of men. That's the moment we're in.
That's true.
Men are the oppressed
right
now.
That's true.
And
that's
finally,
true.
we finally have a place to vent about it, and you're minimizing it. Like, you are saying, like, haven't we done this forever? This is our moment, Damien.
It wasn't enough that every single president in the United States was a man who could say anything they wanted about anything, but now they have a safe space.
Currently,
because the public pulpit, where you're the most powerful person in the country, was not enough. Now
we've given up so much, like fully 11% of the Fortune 500 CEOs are women now.
There was no Twitter, there's no Instagram, there's no Snap. There are no social media places to be a sexist,
those places, if you say something misogynistic on like Twitter, for example, you get canceled. Now finally we can say it anonymously.
Yes.
And use the B word.
Give me a score. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Give me a score.
This is a 7.
That's a 10.
This is more dumb than bad.
No,
this
it's horrible.
Just so dumb.
Men suck. All right. And finally, in our S category, ESG, another one that made me laugh. And I don't know if this is good. Who this is good for? Wendy's says it realized it had too many promotions this summer, confusing customers. Is it really confusing if you have like a bunch of coupons for like cheaper food? Why is that so confusing?
No, you probably showed up and they were like, well, there's the 99-cent deal and the
you have
3
to have
for
like
149.
Dave's points for that. You have to have Wendy's bucks or something.
I think you need to do advanced math to figure out.
Okay, but
I think this is good, not
better
bad.
than no promotions.
Didn't we literally confuse the customers into not buying stuff at Wendy's? Like,
well,
I like to think that they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm just leaving.
It's kind of like
I like that.
Was it Bloomberg? It's kind of like when Mayor Bloomberg, you can no longer smoke in New York City, like at bars and cafes. I got so confused. I gave up my horrible habit. I just got
That's
confused.
what I'm hoping. I think that's the win. I think so. I think this is a 0. I mean, too many promotions.
Yeah,
as confusing. I love that.
All right, let's. We have 2 more categories for the bad game, August 12th, 2025. Let's start with the big news out of Trump world. The U.S. government to take a cut of NVIDIA and AMD IA chip sales to China
Yeah.
in potentially unconstitutional arrangement.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's constitutional.
Look,
I'm confused by this story completely.
Trump promised us a free market. That's what we're getting here.
I don't understand.
This is
I
the
can't
free market
buy
now.
I can't
Central
buy
planning.
a $25,000 road tested EV from China that would save my family at least $15,000, and yet China can buy chips, but Lip-Bu Tan can't be the CEO of Intel.
No, he took that back after he met with them. He took it back.
I didn't include that, but I just don't know when is China good and when is China bad. Explain.
Forget China. Here is
China.
what we are doing in the capitalist country of the United States of America. We are taking a golden share, a magical share in the steel merger with Nippon Steel, U.S.
Reminds
Steel.
me of Shark. It seems like Shark Tank.
We are determining which CEOs should be fired. We're saying it openly. Fire that person. That board should fire them. We are just taking a cut of any sale a private company makes. We're not calling it a tax. We're just taking a cut of a sale to one country. It's just like paying protection money to the mafia. Yeah. It's like, and we are choosing it's only AMD and NVIDIA. There are other chip companies out there that aren't subject to this, right? Like that don't fall under this purview. There are lots of chips that are used for like AI, related applications, and we're not doing them. We're just doing these two. We are literally we're doing tariffs on countries like for nothing. We just had ChatGPT come up with a formula and we used it.
Can I just say this circles back to one of my original points in all the shows that we do and all the data we collect, all our research this is yet another problem with creating this uber class of powerful and wealthy CEOs that have no accountability. Because societally, here's what happens once again. Jensen Huang doesn't care. He's a billionaire. None of this matters to him. So now we're just bending over to people like Trump, and there'll be other presidents now like Trump who will do the same thing, because the CEOs, they don't care about the stakeholder part of their job. They don't care about how it affects Americans, employees, none of it.
This stakeholder is interesting to me because the stakeholder that potentially loses the most is the investor stakeholder. Because look, Trump said this. He said, quote, they negotiated a little deal, so he's selling an essentially old chip. So the little deal he's talking about is the extortion payment that NVIDIA is going to pay.
Yeah, it's like getting the iPhone like 12 or something versus the iPhone 15 or whatever.
And he's selling like last year's chips, not this year's chips, which I think is false anyway.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And the he there is Jensen Huang. That's the interesting part to me. Jensen Huang has a board. Jensen Huang is unilaterally coming up with,
of course, because they're empowered dictators at these companies now. This is why we rant about this almost every show. Is that just like Trump, they feel they're self-empowered dictators. There is no accountability in corporate. Matt, I mean, we even put together a company. We put together some media. We have a database. Just trying to shine a light on the data we can find about these people. We get pushback even on that, saying that that's too aggressive. And isn't 99% of the data we have, isn't it just publicly available? I think it's all publicly available.
Yes, of course it is. And in this case,
all we ask is for investors to pay attention and maybe vote no once in a while. We're being told that we're too aggressive.
The people whose job it is to say, hey, Jensen, don't pay extortion to the Trump administration. It's probably unconstitutional that he's asking it all.
And how about you don't make little deals in like 3 hours? Isn't this a process that should take like a month with your board?
Trump said he was impressed by Jensen because he wanted 20%, but Jensen talked him down to 15%.
Right, it's Shark Tank. It's the dumbification. It's the Shark Tankification of our dumb world.
Let me ask you something. Were the 5 1990s, early 2000 VC tech bros who were on this board, Rob Burgess, Tench Cox, Harvey Jones, Brooke Sewell, and Mark Stevens, all bros, all of whom have been with Jensen Huang for 30 years. They've known him for literally forever. Do you think that they should be involved and negotiating a quote little deal in which the US government just takes 15% of every new sale of an AI chip to China. Like that, what is that? That's
Bizarre.
just, it was randomly stopped and now it's randomly reactivated with graft on top. It's not going to his
This is why I don't.
presidential library is the only upside here.
This is why I don't get the bulk of our generation of the ESG industry pushing back on us for being too aggressive. I mean, we're literally creating a conduit of an additional layer of accountability where you're not going to get the federal government, you're not going to get the Republican Party to listen to any of your demands anymore. They're systematically trying to sue everything as small as follow this. Like an environmental group all the way up to BlackRock. They're going after everyone. We're just giving you a window of creating another layer of accountability. And we get pushback for like, if you don't try to have a say in these boardrooms as an investor,
you absolutely
then you're not going to, you're not going to have any say in anything anymore. Honestly,
yeah,
like
you need to vote against
because
them.
you think the Republicans, you think that Trump's Republicans are going to listen to your, you think he's going to make a negotiation with you? You think he's going to make a little deal with your company about what you think is right? I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Jensen Huang, P.S., like we covered NVIDIA, the vote, and we made recommendations on the Proxy Countdown show in early June. And Jensen Huang has flipped to kissing Trump's ass. He went from in 2018 saying that curbing China's technological development could not be achieved by adopting heavy tariffs, to saying from May of this year, hoping to avoid basically getting any sort of scrutiny himself, quote, obviously, I don't know all of his ideas. This is Jensen Huang talking about Donald Trump. I don't know all of his ideas, but let me tell you about two that are incredible. The first one is utterly visionary. The idea of tariffs being a pillar of a bold vision to reindustrialize, to onshore manufacturing, and motivate the world to invest in the United States is just an incredible vision.
I mean,
congrats on your extortion payments.
He just
Jensen.
wants to. I mean, that Jensen just wants to sell more chips.
Congrats on your extortion payments. Yeah. We all pay the price for those tariffs. Not like there's no reindustrializing happening. What's happening is nobody can afford to buy anything, and you're negotiating little deals without your board, and investors have no say in the fact that the idea of the free market was that private enterprise could make its own deals and allocate its own capital. And Donald Trump has said, nah, I don't care about the free market. And meanwhile, you keep reelecting boards that empower these founder fetish, these founders that everyone fetishizes.
Male heavy VC
Step up,
boards.
Investors. Yeah. Vote off the entire board and say, it's not cool for you to make one-off deals where you pay extortion money to the Trump administration. That is not sustainable. That is not capitalism. I'm not like supposed to be the advocate of capitalism, but this administration has literally turned me into like I defended ISS.
Give me a score. Give me a score.
I defend. This one drove me nuts. This one's also a 10.
Can see.
This one's a 10. I hate it. This is bad, and I hate it.
Speaking of Trump, let's just stay in big data and Trump. This is from a few days ago. The Jensen Huang story far outshined this one, but this one's getting a lot of press. Tim Cook of Apple, he fawns over Trump with 24-karat gold gift during $600 billion Apple pledge. First of all, I thought there was actually, I mean, I know people are going to chuckle at this, but aren't there rules against gifting? Can CEOs give gold gifts to
You can if you're a billionaire and there's no rules.
Isn't that graft? I don't even know what that is. Is that like he's now making deals with CEOs regularly? But anyway, that's kind of beside the point.
And look at what the CEOs are doing. They're bending over backwards to do. But
I will say, Matt, a lot of these pledges that the CEOs announce with Trump, a lot of them do not come true. They don't actually happen.
Yeah, but why are we on our knees? What board is like, what you should do? Bring him a 24-karat gold gift.
Yeah, I'm not really clear about this one. I don't know
what are we doing.
Tim Cook needs here.
I want you to take every one of these headlines and instead of it saying Trump, make it say Biden. And imagine what CNBC, Squawk Box, and Squawk on the
Deal
Street, like
Book.
Jim Cramer, the Deal Book. Imagine what they'd be saying if it said
it's a
Tim
far
Cook
left socialist
gives
takeover.
Joe Biden a 24-karat gold gift and pledges an
They
investment.
compare it to Che Guevara or something.
Imagine if they said Jensen Huang negotiates a 15% like tax on all Chinese AI chip sales.
It would just go to
Joe
trans
Biden.
surgeries. Yeah.
Not a tax, just Joe Biden, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that. And where are you? You should be fucking losing your mind if you are an investor in these companies, because it doesn't end with a 24-karat gold gift and a 15% tax on that sale, right?
Yeah.
It ends never.
Yeah.
You gave it to him. Now he knows that you are purely transactional with him, and he can just take what he wants.
Once again, we need independent boards.
Unbelievable.
We don't need highly networked boards chosen by a nomination committee chair who's been there for 20 years with the CEO. That's what we don't need. We need independent boards. What's your score on this one?
This one's a 9 because it's not as bad as.
You're exhausting
Wang.
me. The next headline's easy. I only have 4 more. One Oregon company paid its CEO 1,300 times what its workers make.
That's a 6.
That seems quaint now, right?
It's just like the average.
That's just
headline.
the American CEO kingdom. That's the right. That's
nothing.
the.
That's nothing. Come on.
All right, let's finish
Move
off
on.
with 3 quick AI categories. I've added an A to the ESG acronym. ESG A. Sam
Apocalypse.
Altman, because this is my new favorite category. I told you every time Sam Altman's afraid of something or he's whatever. This one says Sam Altman says he's uneasy.
Ooh.
About people trusting their biggest life decisions to Chat GPT. Oh, Sam, I got a solution for this. Shut it down because it's over. That train has left the station. I mean, that train. If that train started in Boston, it's in Denver by now. It's way gone. It's way gone, Sam. Way gone.
The New York Times had a really long piece in which they interviewed and saw all of the chat transcripts between this guy and ChatGPT.
This is another. New York Times has been doing several of these. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
It was fascinating, mostly because you could see like the back and forth. And ChatGPT convinced this guy that he had created a new type of math that could solve basically every problem.
Oh, I thought he told me too. I thought that was me too.
This guy did not have he was not like some like whack job extremist. He was just a guy. Yeah. He was like looking for work. He was just a guy, like whatever. He was like a regular person.
A board member of NVIDIA.
Not a NVIDIA board member like sitting on his billions that Jensen Huang gave him. So you're totally compromised. This is just a guy in like his living room.
Yeah.
He ended up spending hours every like all waking hours, like ignoring his kids, all waking hours, talking to ChatGPT, having ChatGPT tell him what a genius he was. And that he had created this new kind of math.
Why is ChatGPT making those types of observations anyway? But yeah, go ahead.
And then he takes like his theories and starts to think he's crazy. He gets in touch with an actual mathematician who says none of this is real. And then he shows the math to Claude, the other AI, Claude and Gemini. Yeah. Both of whom say that's not real, it's not possible. And he goes back to ChatGPT and he basically had a psychotic break. He was like, "You've turned me into a lunatic. Like, I don't know why I trusted you." And he's like now in deep therapy, and like it broke him. Like,
is he on therapy on AI? Is it AI
probably
therapy?
I don't know. It's the worst. So Sam, you're uneasy.
Sam, meanwhile, is cashing checks. I mean, he's buying properties. He has like.
Sam, meanwhile, is his ex-board member Helen Toner is out there talking about how horrible AI is and what the horrible things it's doing, and that she was on this board and tried to stop the world from Sam Altman pocketing a lot of money and growing this and making an evil empire out of it, despite the fact that the mission of the company was for the benefit of humanity. It was a nonprofit. She was doing exactly what her duty was as a board member, and she got fired.
And to bring it back to the federal government for a second, wasn't Trump? He was threatening states, saying that states, if you tried to regulate any of this, like we were going to withhold funds for like broadband for poor people. Like this is how bad it's getting. I mean, there's no guardrails at all. But give me a score on this.
It's an 8.
AI is creating new billionaires at a record pace. So that's what we need. Society needs new billionaires. Trickle down theory, trickle down economics.
It's just a straight 9.
Wait, no, but they'll give the money, put the money back into the system, right, Matt?
Yeah, no. Isn't that
what Reagan said? Trickle down.
You know what we need? Yeah. Another selling point for why average people should get on AI, thinking that it will turn them into billionaires. Also, that's probably what we need.
And finally, on the bad game for August 12th, 2025, Instagram Map. This is a new feature of Instagram. Instagram Map. Speaking to Mark Zuckerberg, lets your friends and possibly exes track your every move.
Yeah,
and you have to. From what I'm reading, you have to opt out. You have to opt out of this.
This is classic Zuckerberg. I mean, it's bad, but we're talking about classic Zuckerberg. All this ends in stalking and sexual assault and all the things, right? Like, but it's at least it's on brand for Zuckerberg.
But you will have
power this.
Yeah, but you will have okayed the 7,000 pages of terms and agreements before you get to that.
Yeah,
point, right?
And it's like,
and
you'll
have faked your age.
If
you're under 18, you probably have said you're 21 or whatever. And
the good news is, if you don't like it, Mark Zuckerberg owns 54% of the voting power. Can't be ousted. Picks his board. It's a private company that trades publicly.
And the investor class shrugs its shoulders and looks at us with that we're kind of devilish. We're a little aggressive,
bad guys, because we're telling you that this is not good.
And we're delivering news and ESG research data with a bit of a sense of humor. We like to have fun, and that's not we're not serious.
Our insipid personalities are obscuring our message.
Yeah.
It's like the.
I like that. I like that we've actually heard that we've become that. In this age of billionaire college dropout tech babies running the globe, and Trump is our president, we're a little abrasive. Because we like to make fun of stuff. Abrasive.
I love that the guy who makes a map where you can stalk your exes is that's investable. But two guys who make fun of that guy, we don't want to buy data from them.
I'm begging for half of Fortune 500 companies to be run by women, but I am kind of an aggressive asshole.
You're an asshole. I'm giving this a 7. This is too far for the course.
All right, let's get out of here. The score.
Yeah, let's get out of this.
Your score. Oh, it's a 6. It's always a 6. Why? Why is it always a 6? There must be some logic behind this.
I just know what I'm doing. I'm just really good at this.
I think it means that you basically mildly have no personality. I think that's what it means.
Everything's good or bad. I only do extremes.
But it's not even a 5, which means that you're completely apathetic. It's a 6 to make it seem like you have a personality. But you know you don't. So.
We all know I don't. That's Hazelnut Rollins. I'm your analyst, Matt Mascari. We are free float. Come back. It is hot right now. Come back on Friday. We're going to wrap up the week. I believe there's no shareholder primacy this week, so don't look out for that. We got another. If you want to get a copy of the zine that we're talking about, go to freefloatanalytics.com. Sign up with an email account. That's all it is. No, we don't ask for credit cards. We don't ask for anything. We're just gonna, and we don't send spam. We just send the zine.
I'm gonna make a pledge. The next time I'm in Providence, I'm gonna bring a bunch of zines and leave them at Brown University, because. Didn't you tell me that the CEO of Bank of America, Moynihan, isn't he he's on that board?
The head of the trustees.
So maybe he's wandering around. He would love to see it. He would love it.
He would love it. Everybody would love it.
Yeah.
I actually just got CC'd on an email, someone who got it, who shared it with a friend of theirs.
Oh, that's really going to turn this business around. Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes. That's all we got. Until next time, good.